Mike White is playing quarterback for the Jets this week against the Bills. Now, Zach Wilson is apparently not quite ready yet. When Zach Wilson is fully healthy, does he, no matter what happens this weekend against the Bills, or no matter how well he plays, meaning Mike White, does Zach Wilson automatically get the job back for the Jets?
Well, I'm not going to say automatic because there are no automatics in life other than, you and I growing old and getting fat. I think the thing that I would say is, what are the expectations for the higher-ups in New York? Meaning, if the expectation is to try to win as many games as possible, yeah, you probably leave Mike White in. If the expectations shift from that to, can we start to evaluate our team in preparation for 2022, then you got to put Zach Wilson in, because you got to know what he can do. You got to know what he needs to work on in the offseason. You have to know what Vera Tucker, who's the guard, you got to start to evaluate all these young guys to get a feel for what you need in the offseason. I think Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh have to do a really, really good job of being honest with themselves. And they'll do that. Okay, I know Robert Saleh a little bit. He is a very, very direct. He's a very honest guy. I don't know Joe Douglas that well, but he's done a pretty decent job of building that team. They just got to finish it off. So, long-winded way of answering your question is, if they're trying to win games, yeah, Mike White probably gives them a better opportunity to do that. He's pulling the trigger a little bit quicker, not turning the ball over so far. But if you're in preparation for 2022, then you put Zach Wilson in, because you didn't draft him number 2 overall to say, hey, we're going to let you hold a clipboard, because Chris Carlin, you could do that.
Okay, well, let me ask you 2 questions here along those lines, or just my take on it from this perspective. If White's playing well, I think he has to continue to play, because when you have the second youngest football team in the entire league, and the organization has been as bad as they have been for as long as they have been, don't you have to prioritize winning just to help establish what we always talk about, the culture, and the fact that winning is actually important and it's not just all development? And secondly, I get very frustrated these days, Booger, with the notion that every young quarterback is supposed to be on the same timeline, and I just don't think that's true.
What are they winning, though? You talk about winning. I'm
not talking about winning the division. I'm talking about, it's important for us to win games, and that is helping develop for the future, so to speak, the mentality that has to be there.
Hey, listen, I'm here to tell you, there's no difference between 5-12 and 2-15. There is no difference. You're going to be at home in the offseason. Yeah, you may feel good a couple of more Sundays. You may get a couple of more victory Mondays. But in the grand scheme of things, man, football is a bottom line business. You either win or you lose, okay? And at the end of the season, there's going to be one team that's holding up the Lombardi Trophy. Now, it's changed a little bit how we get there, because we added an extra playoff team. So now you got 14 teams that get an opportunity to get in the dance. And as a football player, all we want to do is get in the dance, because if you get me in the dance and I can cut enough moves, guess what? I just might win. And so if you're not remotely close to getting in the dance, it's all the same. So I hear you about winning an extra game or two. Like the Jets are 2-6. If I told you to bet some of that money that you've made over the last 55, 60 years, how much would you be willing to bet if it mattered that the Jets could get to 6 wins? They're 2-6 now. Do you think they get to 6-11?
No.
So what exactly are you trying to win then,
I just want to keep – it's not that – it's just continuing to send the message that this is unacceptable, that what's going on and what's happened here in the past is not going to continue. And, Booger, I feel like – you see teams that fall in these holes, and then you start to listen to the coaches speak, and it's the same thing. It's, we're close. You were so close to getting over the hump, and we just need one play here and one play there to go one way. And we missed this one tackle the other day. And it all feels like a loser's lament that we've seen from the Jets for so long, that I'd want to make sure that I'm putting enough of a premium on winning.
Yeah, I'm trying to win a championship, not trying to win games, and I think that's the biggest difference. Okay, and
you got to walk before you can run.
Yeah, I truly understand. I came out of the womb running, by the way. Yeah, I hear you. Zach Wilson is going to be around for a long, long time. At least I hope he is for the Jets. They're in this for the long haul. No need to make any rush judgments. He's nowhere near a finished product. But at some point, you got to get him on the field. At some point, you got to throw him in the fire. You know, some people learn to swim by going to swim lessons, Chris Carlin, and putting on the floaties and have the instructor say, hey, now kick to me. Others learn to swim by just jumping in the deep end and having to survive. It just depends on which way you think is best for your team.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.